Domestic Violence by Jessica Para and Robert Weil, compiled for our PST-DOH class group project, Lake Tech, May 2024. Domestic violence, very severe threat everybody in the world encounters from time to time. The goal of this PowerPoint presentation is to educate and advise of the signs of abusive relationships and give some advice to leave those situations as well as connect these relationships back to us as PSTs and first responders. Domestic violence comes in many shapes and sizes, but we're going to focus on these for 5 particular types today. Number 1 being physical abuse. Physical abuse is defined as the intentional bodily injury from one person to another. Some examples might include slapping, punching, choking, kicking, or shoving your partner or somebody that you are involved in. Second, we're going to talk about emotional abuse, also known as verbal abuse. It's a pattern of words or behaviors used to manipulate, intimidate, or control somebody. Third, we're going to talk about sexual abuse. That's when somebody is forced, tricked, or manipulated into sexual activities, or might have their Fourthly, we're going to talk about the psychological abuse. It involves the regular and deliberate use of a range of words or non physical actions used with a purpose to manipulate, hurt, weaken, or frighten a person mentally or emotionally. Lastly, we'll talk about abuse. Economic abuse is defined in the Domestic Abuse Act as an attempt to control a partner or an ex-partner's money or finances, as well as things money can buy, i.e., homes, cars, vacations, whatnot. And all these relationships or situations might look slightly different, but these commonalities are often found. When one person might call you names or insult you, put you down, tries to control your spending habits, discourages you from spending time with family or friends or loved ones, goes as far as to threaten you with violence, physical, mental, psychological, or otherwise. Or lastly, forces you to have sex or engage in any sexual acts against your will. Now, sometimes these can look different in same sex relationships. In same sex relationships, sometimes you can give threats to tell your family or friends of your sexual orientations and use that against you if you are trying to keep that a secret or have not come out yet, or just scaring you into thinking you can't get any help because of your sexual identity or gender identity, or just simply justifying abuse and questioning your sexuality or gender identity. There is help out there if you need it. Most often found at your local courthouse by filling out what might be called a restraining order or a protection act, depending on your area. It's basically a legal document saying that this person cannot come within so many feet of you, or they will be breaking the law and they are subject to arrest. Some communities also offer programs through their county agencies or county governments. There's also several agencies throughout the country that will help both men and women find help getting out of domestic violence relationships and situations, whether that be financial, a place to live, a place to go, or just simply somebody to talk to and somebody to rely on and be there for them. In this day and age, we're always connected. Everyone has a cell phone. Everyone has email. Everybody has Facebook, social media, TikTok, whatnot. One of the most common controlling factors is just a general controlling behavior where your abuser might try to control their partner by just having a demand on their time, them wanting to know where they are, who they're with, be in communications with all at all times, whether that be by text, voice, phone calls, emails, whatnot. These abusers are often very manipulative. They use they can use their emotions or your emotions to typically gain control in some way, shape, or form over that partner. Some include, as you can see, making them feel guilty, ashamed, or threatened, sometimes even worthless. Abusers are often very jealous and possessive of the ones that they are abusing. Oftentimes, their actions become very extreme when it comes to their partner or their abusee interacting with other people, whether that be something as simple as friends or family, or anyone just a stranger out on the street. The abuser feels oftentimes that they are due all your time and that you do not or should not have any time to yourself. It's just one more way of them controlling your behavior. Some tips for your safety and easy ways to protect yourself. Just beware of any tracking devices. In this day and age, we have many different ways, whether that's cell phone locations or devices like Apple AirTags or anything like that. Just be aware. Have a code word with friends or coworkers just to know that uh, when I say this word, that I'm in trouble and I need help. Have your important documents safe: birth certificates, passports, doctor's records, whatnot. Have a support network. Make sure your friends are around that can help you get through, get out of situations, places, or just simply be there to talk to. Somebody that you can rely on and fall back to when you're not feeling 100%. And lastly, have it out. Have an emergency bag that will get you through a few days with clothes and chargers or things that you might find that you will need if you have to leave the house in a hurry. Now, who do we talk about? Who are we talking about when we say abusers or the abusee? Although women are 6 times more likely to be abused than men, it does happen to men, and we aren't talking in just same-sex relationships. A wife can abuse a husband. A wife can abuse another wife. Uh, it happens. Although the statistics say that men are 6 times more likely to abuse, it does happen the other way. Some key takeaways for this: again, domestic violence widespread throughout the world in a few different ways: physical, psychological, emotional, verbal, sexual abuse, and intimidation. That comes in many different forms listed here. Thank you for your time. Now, you might ask, how does this tie back to us as public safety and telecommunicators or dispatchers, both in the police, fire, and EMS world? This is a call that we will take multiple times throughout our career. This is sometimes the hardest calls that we can take when you get a call from a crying woman saying that she's been beaten and she needs help and she doesn't know where to go. Just to be able to recognize the type of abuse that that person is dealing with and understanding is a key piece of being a better dispatcher and a better telecommunicator. So, the more knowledge that we can have on any one subject, I believe, is best. Again, thank you for your time.